round 4 of the Pauper challenge. I'm familiar with this hand as well. This hand looks good, so I'm going to keep it. But as for my plan, I'm not sure. I'm going to be tempted to play Kyrian Ranger on turn 1 because I don't need it to try to get my opponent to bolt it. But if my opponent plays a land on turn 1, which indicates that bolt is extremely unlikely, then I will play Metal Sentinel. Island, and not even a snow-covered island. Hard to say. So, probably Monoblue Delver, but lots of things that it could be. So, I'm going to play Metal Sentinel. Could be Eye Candy, it could be one of those weird combo decks like Catalyst Tribe. It could be some kind of control deck, or an Delver deck. Island. I note that they're not matching. I want to play a Kyrian Ranger so that I can land an Elephant Guide next turn. So I assume he has Spell Stutter, but I'm going to walk into it. I'm going to play Pit Skulk because Pit Skulk may get worse if my opponent, say, plays an Augur, and that is a totally reasonable thing for them to do. Alright, here's my Kyrian Ranger. Opponent's turn. I guess Elephant Guide is not actually very good against Monoblue because of Paper Snag and things like that. In which case I may go Metal Sentinel River Boa instead. But if he just taps out, I don't know. Elephant Guide, after all, does not get Spell Stuttered. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to get Spell Stuttered. That's my main concern. He can attack me and trade his Ninja for my Metal Sentinel. That's fine. Do I double block? Is there any benefit to double blocking? Like, could he do something I care about? If he Vapor Snags my Metal Sentinel, do I care? Not really. I am happy with that if he does that. So I will make the trade. Alright, Spiral Golem. Play land. Going to play around Daze. Put Elephant Guide on my Metal Sentinel. He can bounce it in response. I'm mostly indifferent to that. I wonder why there's so much Monoblue Delver in these challenges. Oh, just take 7. Okay. In comes Spell Stutter. Yeah, so no counterspell, just Spell Stutter. Okay, I'm happy with the way I played this. I successfully played around Spell Stutter by waiting a turn to cast Elephant Guide. Now my opponent actively wants bounce spells because he has no way to interact with River Boa. And I am very happy about that because, you know, like, why? My opponent, oh boy, This is my opponent's 5th turn. He could still have a land. He's getting in there. If I draw a Rancor, I win. No, I drew a land. Alright, so I'm going to use Carrion Ranger to untap. I'm not going to play into bounce spells. Use the mana to regenerate Riverboa. Although, now that I think about it, I should probably just cast Hunger here. I could cast Hunger after combat. The point is I want a 1-turn clock. So now he needs a bounce spell right now. Boy, he's got a lot of these miscreants. Hunger is not great in the matchup, so I feel like just playing it onto a target that he wants to bounce already is fine, because I am getting value out of it. If he doesn't have a Snap or a Vapor Snag, right now he just loses. He has to chump block my Nettle 7. If I draw a Rancor, I win the game on the spot. I draw a land. That sucks. Alright. Do you have a bounce spell? Show me. He could easily have Snap Spell Stutter, and that would suck. But if he doesn't have something pretty close to that, he is in big trouble. I guess he doesn't lose. For some reason I thought I was going to kill him this turn. If I hungered, that I was going to buy an extra turn by hungering after combat. I guess that wasn't true. But you can't just go to 1. That's not... Well, I mean, he will if he doesn't have anything. But if he has anything at all, he's not going to go to 1. Maybe that was a mistake, actually. I didn't play a land, so I should have untapped the Null Supplemental. Alright, I'm getting attacked here. What does my opponent have? They got 4 cards in hand. I'm expecting a ninja here. Uh-oh. I'm scared by the fact that he ninja'd bouncing Spell Stutter and not bouncing Miscreant. That suggests that he has already found a bounce spell. Or not. Okay. I'm having doubts about my opponent's concentration today then. I don't remember exactly how I decided last time, but I want Scattershot Archer. Sounds great. I want Gut Shots. I will bring in 1 Gleeful Sabotage. Taking out Vault Scourges. Taking out Elephant Guides. Taking out Hungers. I'll bring in a Young Wolf. There's just not a lot of trading. Plus, bouncing. That's why Hunger's not good. Hunger's pretty good against Is it Delver because it's way better against Lightning Bolt than against Vapor Snag. I'm going to be expecting some Coral Nets too, I guess. So, I don't know, maybe that's a reason to bring in More artifact removal. Well, this hand is not really keepable. What am I doing in the standings here? Tiebreakers are getting worse, I see. Yeah, can't keep this hand. Oh gosh, this hand is pretty bad. I think I'm mulligan this as well. I mean, I can play this on turn 1, but it's not on, so it just trades for a miscreant. I play this on turn 2, but then he can counter it. And I don't have enough pressure to force him to do things. I think I can do better than this hand. Oh god. Alright, well, I'm going to keep this hand. I think this hand is actually better than the previous two, because at least it has a plan, and it also interacts well with things that my opponent might reasonably do. I'm not going to cast Gut Shot yet, mainly because, oh god, maybe that was dumb. Maybe I should have just Gut Shotted it there or was tapped out. I was thinking his plan is to play a second miscreant, but clearly his plan is to ninja me. I'm still going to do it. Make sure he's tapped out. The only reason I'm hesitating is because I expect him to counter that. If I knew he wasn't going to counter it, then I wouldn't have thought about it at all. Big sigh of relief. Plays a Delver. I'm going to just attack and hope that he doesn't block. He probably will not. But he might. He might block. I expected him not to, and the reason I wanted that is because I need to get this out of my hand turned on. He hit on the Delver flip, and he hit with Counterspell. Counterspell is usually not a great card in this matchup, because most of the things that you want to counterspell cost 1. Coronet, that's fine. I just sacked my guy. I want to resolve my creatures, especially Scattershot. Although I know he doesn't have a miscreant, and he doesn't have a spell stutter in his hand, or at least he didn't as of a couple turns ago. He could totally draw it. Probably just drew that preordain. I know he has Counterspell. He's holding Counterspell up in his hand. Shoot. I actually want Curing Ranger to resolve. Well, he missed his land drop, so I'm just going to attack. Fourth land there. Preordain, he went top bottom. Okay, now I know that he does not have a ninja. He doesn't have another land in his hand either. So it's quite probable that he has multiple counterspells. I'm going to Longbow. He doesn't know that I don't have another land. He's thinking about countering it. I want to do this before attacking so that he can't spell stutter. If I resolve Kyrian Ranger, I get to kill his Delver. So that is my main goal. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm gonna have a really hard time doing that. And I don't have very long. I might have to Nest Invader. Alright, I'm going to cast Ranker here and hope that he counters this. Nope. Alright, opponent is being smart. Their play of game went bottom, which is good, but yeah, there's nothing I can do here. I'm going to play the Kyrian Ranger. I hope he doesn't counterspell it, but he's going to do it. I think. I'm just hoping he makes a mistake, as he has made mistakes before, and I have no other way of winning. Yeah, okay, you got me. I'm going to concede here. I hope to prime him into thinking that counterspell is excellent and he should bring the others back in. I think I like my sideboarding. The big problem with that game is that I mulliganed to 5, kept a 5 hard hand with no lands. If I had drawn a second land in that game, I probably could have won fairly easily. I guess the turn in which I did nothing, I should have cast a Ranker. My opponent, I don't know what was in his hand. Maybe a whole bunch of fairies. That seems actually the most likely. Alright, this is a way better hand than everything that happened previously. Of course, I would like a Scattershot Archer, but you can't get everything at once. Well, keep 6 and scratch to the bottom. Good sign. I'm going to note that I haven't seen any daces at all. Very interesting. But definitely doesn't have it, but at least now, if he top decks it, it's not going to be particularly good. So I'm going to avoid playing 1-drops into Spell Stutter mana, but I will cast Nest Invader, Nest Invader. if he has counterspell, then I get to resolve with Pit Skulk. I guess this does get dazed, but he probably did not top deck daze. And there comes a spell setter with the intent probably of either ninjaing me or casting another spell starter later. Well, I have a Kyrian Ranger, so I can, since he is tapped out, attack with everything, and then Groundswell if he blocks. He may not suspect a combat trick, because if he doesn't block, he goes to 9. And that's rather dangerous. I'm really hoping he blocks, because it's going to be difficult to use Groundswell effectively, given that I suspect he has a spell starter in his hand. Should I use the Groundswell here if he doesn't block? So he's going to take 5, go to 11. I could Groundswell unblocked creature, then he'll take 9, go to 7. But it's not even that bad. But I would rather just kill his Spire Golem. He's F6, so Eclipse doesn't have anything, which means I should cast my Pit Skulk. Because Pit Skulk is better on this board than Masturbator, and it's also slightly better against Spellstutter, although Spellstutter's unlikely to get cast, because he can't just do nothing. He can't just leave up 2 mana. Alright, so here I think I attack with everything. He'll block, trade, and take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I get to play 4 power creatures. Games like this are exactly why Izzet Delver took over from Monoblue Delver. Monoblue just doesn't have the tools to deal with this. This is against Izzet where I would start doing stupid things to play around Swirling Sandstorm. But here, I don't think I'm going to get hit by a Swirling Sandstorm. Also, if I had a Vines there, I'd just kill him. So even trading a spell starter for the Kyrian Ranger was risky on his part. I guess I could have used Kyrian pre-combat to bluff another Groundswell. But I'm so far ahead now. Having trouble. I don't have a lot of decisions to make at this point. I just play out my hand. But my opponent has to assemble 3 blockers this turn. Yeah, alright. So, looks like I got him. Doing pretty well against Izzet Delver, but you know, that's what Stompy's not Izzet Delver, but that's what Stompy's good at, beating Delver. So I'm now 3-1. I will be back in the next round.